Good morning, or good evening, good day. Let's go with that. The time zone change is always a fascinating thing to figure out. It's day 26, y'all. I'm excited about that. Huh, of course, I'm in Kenya. So my posts will be in different parts of Kenya over the next 2 months. So I really hope you follow this journey with me and see what happens. And I'm really hoping I can keep it up. Um, I'm moving again today. So I'm in Nairobi. There's a wedding happening in Nanyuki, and I'm not carrying all my stuff with me. It's a weekend trip, so I want to see what I'll be able to do. I've never done the video or a live from my phone, so format might change, or I don't know. I'm a little nervous and excited. New roads, new scenery, but the same commitment. Uh, I'm really enjoying this. I hope you are too. Um, it is day 26, the Grief and Joy Daily. Welcome, my friends. It is Dionne. And on the Grief and Joy Daily, this is where we talk about grief and still make room for joy. Today feels really powerful to talk about what it means to be rooted while moving, because there's a lot of movement happening. And I might not have talked about this before, but I'm Aries, and I feel like there's a lot of fire, a lot of action, a lot of activity with that. And what I'm learning in all this motion, movement doesn't cancel groundedness. A lot of people, when they meet me, always comment on how grounded I am. And sometimes I think we think that stability requires stillness, that if we're traveling, transitioning, shifting, we can't be steady. But being rooted is not about location. I'm in motion now. Different backdrop, different bed, different location, different flow, but I don't feel scattered. I'm so deeply grounded in who I am, and that feels like growth. And we've talked a bit about discipline, and discipline is devotion, but not rigidity. Like it would be easy to say, I will pick these videos back up when things settle down. But devotion travels with me. It's it feels like an adventure. And joy isn't built when things are perfect. Because when I think about when things settle, it's like I would never do anything if I was waiting things for the dust to settle, for things to settle. Hmm. It's built when you decide, literally, the choice. I am bringing myself with me, and we're going to show up. It's not a performance. It's not going to be perfect. It's just going to be me. And that's enough. Grief has definitely taught me that things change so quickly. And joy teaches me that I can stay steady inside the change. Hmm. And expansion was my word for 2026. No, that's not right. For 2025, it was all about expansion. And what I'm living into right now in 2026 is that expansion requires flexibility. I'm still expanding, I'm still growing. And growth isn't just me building something, it's me building me and creating something that will sustain even as the environment changes. Recording from new spaces, adjusting, adapting, not shrinking because the backdrop changed. Like, I have no idea what you're going to see tomorrow or what time. I'm going to try to move these earlier up in the Eastern time zone. Um, I'm not disappearing because the routine shifted. There's some aspects of the routine still working on, but this is, I feel like I'm really becoming a leader. Maybe you already thought I was. But in my mind, and this might just be my personal definition, but leadership has a quiet consistency. My host was surprised to see the little studio I set up in my room here. And she was like, oh, wow. Um, and so it's going to be interesting to see how this continues for the next couple of days while I'm on the road. Might be shorter, but I'm believing it'll happen. Thank you for being on this adventure with me. Um, I did go to yoga yesterday, and I think a part of my routine, I talked about the repetition, the affirmation of being in Bikram yoga, the same 26 postures, the same two breathing exercises, and how grounding that was for me after my daughter died. And there was a lot of traffic, got to class late, felt like I was dehydrated, hadn't eaten enough, really wasn't sure how it was going to be, but I was committed to the journey, to the trying of it. Being with a new friend, we're both going to the wedding. She just came in from Dubai. I'd been in almost 24 hours from New York and was like, all right, let's see how this goes. And it was great. Um, I did get my hair done, right? I didn't point that out in the beginning. Very happy with that. The same loctician that I've used for years. And she was so happy. I'm cheating on IG. Yeah, I owe you so many pictures. I might do some posts here. I have seen that I can do posts here of some pictures and things, and maybe I'll do that. Yeah, something else to learn while I'm traveling. I'm still tending to myself, getting enough rest. My to-do list is not getting done, so I'm looking forward to being on the road for a number of hours this weekend, so I'll have time while traveling to look at my list and adjust what needs to be done when I have a full week in one place next week, because that's not this week. Um, yeah, this infrastructure that I've built over the years has moved with me, and I love that for me. I really do. Where in your life are you waiting for things to settle before you show up fully? And what could it look like if you practice being rooted while moving? Let's see what the cards bring to the conversation today. 52 weeks enjoy, deck one. We've got card 24 today. I'm always wondering, I have to go back and see if you can hear all the outside noises that I hear. But card 24, I'm always trying to, there you can kind of see the how it looks. It's a Nelson Mandela quote. It always seems impossible until it's done. I love that for me. I love this quote for us today, especially with my trepidation about traveling and what it's going to look like, because I'm not taking a microphone and a camera and a ring light. So it always seems impossible until it's done. Nelson Mandela. What did you want to do that you were told was not possible? How can you shift your perspective? These questions bring up different stories for me, but they still seem to relate. Because with this whole concept of being rooted while moving, when I think of this card, I think of when I became a Bikram yoga teacher. And my teacher training was in California. It was 9 weeks of living in a hotel. I had two children at home and one away at school. So my boyfriend at the time moved in, uh, and I left for 9 weeks, and he took care of the house and the kids. There was lots going on. And but while I was living in California for 9 weeks, I was sprouting and cooking every day in the same way that I love cooking. And we had an open space we can cook, but I had my sister mail me my Vitamix. I took these portable cutting boards and little paring knives that I could use when I chopped and diced. I had sprouting bags so I could soak beans and sprout them. Um, it was amazing how much, and I forgot about this until I read that question for us, that I had taken all of the things that root and ground me from New York City to California as I set up in a hotel room with a roommate I had never met. Can't remember her name, woman from Brazil that I think was living in Europe. I digress. But for 9 weeks, I was very much rooted and grounded in my traditions. And on the weekends, we had classes 6 days a week. And then on Sunday, I would take two buses to go to Crenshaw Dance Studio to take a dance class with one of my favorite teachers. And sometimes I did laundry on Sunday before I went. Sometimes I did it on Saturday. I'd get a beach day in. So there were these ways of carrying me with me wherever I went, the things that ground me. And rooting while moving, it's not new. I didn't realize that I had done it before. So here I am. It's become a part of, I won't say my personal brand, but definitely something I do with consistency. So I'll ask you a couple of questions again and read that card because our reflection really grounded for me was what would it look like for you to do something instead of waiting until things settle? Just the possibility of it, right? What if you practice being rooted while moving, using this example of me now or the me in California in teacher training? Because I can definitely see, even while I'm doing this, like where in your life are you waiting for things to settle before you show up fully? And even like, what would showing up fully look like? And the card says again, it always seems impossible until it's done. What did you want to do that you were told was not possible? How can you shift your perspective? Hmm, I like it. So I am going to bid you adieu. You don't need things to be perfect. I mean, conditions are never perfect, reality of life, just not. And you can continue becoming. You just need willingness, right? Make a choice. Be willing. Choose yourself. Give it a try. Thank you for practicing joy with me today. Remember, joy is your birthright. Transformation is possible. Please continue to join the community and all that's available. All the links are there for you to work with me, for you to get your own deck. Let's stay connected. I'd love you to receive the monthly newsletter or the weekly Grief and Joy Weekly. Any questions? Drop a comment, and I will see you tomorrow.